Well, back now with more on Cleo's remarkable rescue. The focus now turning to how and why the 4-year-old was taken.
A 36-year-old accused of having a role in Cleo's disappearance right now in police custody, expected to be charged. For more, we're joined by criminologist Amanda Howard in Sydney. Amanda, good morning to you. Little Cleo was found alive and well despite being missing for 18 days. It was truly a miracle, wasn't it?
Shock and relief.
Cleo, my name's Cameron. How are you? Are you okay? We're going to take you to see your mummy and daddy, okay?
Indeed, it was truly a miracle breakthrough. At day 18, many missing child cases turned cold, hope beginning to wane. But for 4-year-old Cleo Smith, in the vast outback of Western Australia, the world wasn't ready to give up. Neither were the detectives. She had vanished from a zipped tent on a remote campsite, Blowhole's campground. No screams. No witnesses. The zipper on the tent was opened while her parents slept just a few feet away. The trail initially went dead. No immediate DNA. No confirmed sightings. Every theory was on the table: abduction, animal attack, a tragic accident. But then, a breakthrough. A small, almost unremarkable detail. A detective flagged a gas station CCTV recording taken at 4:08 a.m., mere hours after Cleo disappeared. A man, alone, walked in. He was wearing shorts and a sweatshirt. And he was buying a pack of adult diapers. No child with him. No baby seat in his vehicle. But something about the purchase didn't sit right. Why diapers? Why the urgency in the dead of night? Before we move forward with this heartbreaking story, please take a moment to comment below with the city you're watching from. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel to help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers, and share it with others. Stories like this must be heard, so we can help prevent future tragedies. Thank you. Detectives quietly pulled traffic camera footage along the highway between Blowhole's campground and the nearby town of Carnarvon. One vehicle, a red Mazda 3, had passed the same stretch multiple times in the hours following Cleo's disappearance. It was registered to a man with no children, no partner, and no clear alibi for those hours. They quietly began surveillance. Waited. Watched. Tracked his every movement. And then, at 12:46 a.m. on day 18, armed officers breached his front door. Inside the Carnarvon home, they found a locked bedroom. The door was forced open. And there, alone, silent, staring back, was Cleo. 4 years old. Alive. Unharmed. She simply said, "My name is Cleo." It was the moment that stunned the world. And it didn't come from a dramatic confession or a grand forensic discovery. It came from diligent observation. From someone noticing a man buying diapers when he shouldn't have needed them. So what does this extraordinary recovery mean for Lily and Jack? It means hope. It means that even when a trail seems cold, there can be life on the other side. That missing doesn't always mean gone forever. Lily Sullivan, age 6, and Jack Sullivan, age 4, were reported missing from their rural home in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia, Canada, on May 2, 2025. Their mother and stepfather initially reported them missing after they could not be found in the home. The stepfather, Daniel Martel, has publicly stated he last heard Jack in the kitchen and saw Lily in the bedroom, believing they may have slipped out through a purportedly silent sliding door. Extensive ground and air searches were immediately launched by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, involving search and rescue teams, K-9 units, drones, and helicopters, covering the heavily wooded and challenging terrain surrounding their home. Statistically, such cases are rare. But not impossible. According to data from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, over 80% of child abductions by non-family members are premeditated. That means the suspect has a plan, a place to go, a method to avoid detection. And that also means there's a higher chance the child is kept alive, at least for a period of time. And when you compare the timelines, there's indeed room for optimism. Cleo Smith was found on day 18. Jamie Kloss, abducted from Wisconsin in 2018 after her parents were murdered, was rescued 88 days later. Elizabeth Smart, taken from her Utah home, was found after 9 months. None of those cases looked promising at first. All had stalled. All turned around with a tip. A lead. A second look. Could Lily and Jack's case be another? The terrain is different in Nova Scotia than in Western Australia, and the media attention has varied. But the unsettling pattern is there: 2 children gone in the night. No communication from anyone claiming to have them. And a frustrating lack of trace. Yet Cleo was found. Jamie was found. Elizabeth was found. So why not Lily? Why not Jack? There's another crucial factor. Police in the Cleo Smith case never stopped following the smallest leads. Every neighbor. Every trash can. Every store receipt. They cross-referenced transactions. They surveilled homes. They didn't announce their suspicions to the public. They acted on them, quietly, precisely. The question now for Lily and Jack's case is, are investigators doing the same? Are they digging deep enough? Watching the right people? Re-examining every detail? The RCMP has publicly confirmed they have collected hundreds of hours of video surveillance and interviewed over 50 people in the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. Polygraph tests have also been administered, including to the stepfather, Daniel Martel, who denies any involvement. National agencies, including the National Centre of Missing Persons and the Canadian Centre for Child Protection, are involved. In Cleo's case, the abductor was described as socially isolated. A man who lived just a few blocks from Cleo's school. He had no previous criminal record. No known connection to the family. No clear motive in the conventional sense. And that's what terrifies people most. Because if someone like that could take a child and hide her in plain sight for nearly 3 weeks, then so could someone else. Could Lily and Jack be somewhere nearby? Still alive? Still waiting? The Smith family didn't get answers on day 1. Or day 5. Or day 15. They got them because someone kept asking the right questions. Someone kept watching. Someone refused to assume the worst, until they had proof. We don't have that proof in the Sullivan case. Not yet. But there's precedent. There's a path. And that means there's still a chance. What are the current realities influencing this case? On June 19, 2025, the province of Nova Scotia announced a reward of up to $150,000 CAD for information leading to the whereabouts of Lily and Jack Sullivan, under its Rewards for Major Unsolved Crimes program. This is a significant development intended to generate tips and renewed public focus. The stepfather has given public statements denying involvement. The RCMP have stated there is no evidence of abduction, but they have not ruled out that the case is suspicious, confirming they are considering all scenarios. The terrain around the Sullivan home in Lansdowne Station is remote and heavily wooded. If the children did wander, the challenges are immense. However, if they were taken, the lack of any trace is deeply concerning. This isn't just a mystery. It's not just a case file. It's about 2 children. 2 lives. And if we've learned anything from Cleo Smith, it's that the right question, asked at the right moment, can crack everything open. So we ask again, where are Lily and Jack Sullivan? And who's ready to speak? The Sullivan family's home is located in a rural, wooded area of Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. The challenging terrain, with its dense forests and uneven ground, presented an immediate hurdle for search teams. Following their disappearance, extensive ground searches were conducted by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, involving search and rescue teams and K-9 units. These initial efforts focused on the immediate vicinity, seeking any sign the children might have wandered off. However, despite thorough searching, no physical evidence of Lily or Jack has been discovered in the area, no footprints, no discarded items, no clear path. The RCMP has stated there were no signs of forced entry at the home. Their stepfather, Daniel Martel, suggested they may have exited through a sliding door he described as purportedly silent. The absence of a discernible trace, coupled with no signs of struggle or forced entry, has left investigators with profound questions from the start. So, who took them, or what happened? Statistically, stranger abductions are relatively rare, accounting for a small percentage of missing child cases. Even fewer occur without leaving any forensic trace or evidence of a struggle. Yet, the possibility cannot be dismissed. If this was a planned abduction, someone would have needed to know the family's movements and chosen this secluded location for its perceived isolation. The RCMP is investigating all possibilities and has publicly stated that they have no evidence of abduction at this time, but they have also not ruled out that the case is suspicious. The Cleo Smith case, though different in specific details, highlights how quickly assumptions can be shattered. Cleo, 4 years old, vanished from a zipped tent in remote Western Australia. For 18 days, police had little concrete evidence. Yet, she was found alive, in a locked bedroom, in a suburban home less than an hour away, taken by a man with no prior connection to her family. Cleo's case shattered assumptions because the one theory police had nearly ruled out, a random stranger abduction with no clear motive, turned out to be true. This demonstrates the unpredictable nature of such crimes and the importance of keeping all possibilities open. In the case of Lily and Jack, the lack of immediate answers prompts a look at all angles. While police have not named any suspects or confirmed specific theories related to these details, they are part of the broader context investigators would examine. In cases like this, investigators meticulously examine every aspect of the family's background and known associates, seeking any information that might shed light on the disappearance. Every piece of the puzzle, however small, is critical. The RCMP continues to investigate all leads rigorously. While specific details of their ongoing forensic analysis and interviews are not public, they have confirmed collecting hundreds of hours of video surveillance and interviewing over 50 people, with polygraph tests also administered. The longer this case drags on without answers, the more each potential theory is scrutinized. And still, no bodies have been found. Just a vast search area, and 2 children who haven't been seen since May 2nd. What came for them in the dark? Who might have planned it, or who knows what truly transpired? And why has no one come forward with the definitive answer? The forest can hide many secrets. But the truth always leaves a mark. The pressing question for Lily and Jack Sullivan remains, have we missed it? In any missing child investigation, the initial hours are critical. This isn't merely a cliché, it's a fundamental principle of law enforcement. The efficiency of the early response often dictates the trajectory of a case. The Cleo Smith case is a powerful reminder of how such investigations unfold. Cleo was found safe and alive after 18 days, hidden in a house just miles from her family's tent. Her recovery was the result of painstaking detective work, reviewing hundreds of hours of surveillance, cataloging vehicle movements, and cross-referencing purchase logs. It was a seemingly small detail, a man buying diapers late at night, that provided the critical break. The Cleo Smith case proved something vital. Not all missing children are lost forever. Sometimes, they're just waiting to be found. It took an out-of-place item on a gas station receipt to bring a little girl home. For Lily and Jack, the question remains, what crucial, perhaps overlooked, piece of information could shift this from a missing persons case to a recovery? The Royal Canadian Mounted Police continue their active investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan. On June 19, 2025, the province of Nova Scotia announced a reward of up to $150,000 CAD for information leading to the children's whereabouts. A clear indication that authorities are still actively seeking answers and believe there is information out there to be found. The hope is that this reward, or some other piece of information, will break the silence. Because Lily and Jack did not disappear into thin air. If Cleo could survive for 438 hours, then maybe, just maybe, there's still time for Lily and Jack. But that time is running out. For 18 days, Cleo Smith's name was everywhere. 4 years old. Vanished from a zipped tent at Blowholes Campground, Western Australia. It was the middle of the night. No screams. No witnesses. The tent zipper was opened while her parents slept a few feet away. To the public, the trail seemed to have gone cold. Why was a single man in his 30s buying toddler diapers, in a town where no toddler had been seen, and a high-profile missing child case was gripping the nation? Detectives flagged the footage. They ran the vehicle's plate. This led them to a modest duplex in Carnarvon, the home of Terrence Darrell Kelly. There were no known children in the household, and no prior complaints about the address. Still, they kept watching. Over the next 24 hours, more subtle red flags appeared. Black garbage bags moved in and out, curtains taped shut, lights on at strange hours. So, they made the call. At 1:01 a.m. on day 18, police breached the front door. And there she was. Cleo. Found standing in a locked bedroom. Alive. Safe. 18 days after disappearing into the night, she was rescued. There had been no ransom demand, no communication from her captor, and no clear motive established. Her abductor, a man with no prior connection to the family, was arrested within minutes. The story shocked the world, not just because she'd been taken, but because she was found. Alive. So why does this incredible recovery matter now? Because Lily and Jack Sullivan are still missing. And if Cleo could be held for 18 days, kept hidden in a quiet neighborhood, right under everyone's noses, then maybe, just maybe, Lily and Jack still have a chance. If you have watched this far, kindly subscribe to complete our first 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. Let's go back to Cleo. She wasn't moved far, just 47 miles from where she was taken. Her captor worked alone, without a known network or support. And still, he evaded detection for nearly 3 weeks. That's how fragile a case like this can be. One missed detail. One unreported tip. One unopened door. For Lily and Jack, the crucial questions remain. Is there a similar, subtle clue that has been missed? The Cleo Smith case proved something critical. Not all missing children are lost forever. Sometimes, they're just waiting to be found. It took a single, out-of-place item on a gas station receipt to bring a little girl home. So what small, overlooked clue could shift the search for Lily and Jack from an agonizing wait to a recovery? The hard truth is that children don't simply vanish into thin air. If Cleo could survive 438 hours locked in a room, then maybe, just maybe, there's still time for Lily and Jack. What truly happened in those critical early morning hours? And why has the truth remained hidden? Time doesn't kill a case, but silence can. For Lily and Jack Sullivan, silence has been a haunting constant. But could this still be solved? Is it too late, or is the answer just waiting to be seen? Cases can appear to go cold, but they can heat back up the moment the right tip hits the right desk. That's how Cleo Smith was saved. That's how Jamie Kloss was found. That's how cases that looked hopeless, cracked wide open. So here's the question that lingers like a static hum behind every frame of this story. If Lily and Jack are still out there, the RCMP, the province of Nova Scotia, and concerned citizens are still looking. And if someone out there knows something, even one detail, one piece of the timeline, what will it take to finally make them talk? We've seen this story before. A child disappears. No answers. No suspects. No hope. Until there was. Lily and Jack Sullivan still haven't been found. But their story isn't over. Not yet. Because stories only end when we stop asking questions. Stop pressing for answers. Stop believing they can still be brought home. 2 children. 2 beds still untouched. 2 toothbrushes never used again. Time passes. Seasons change. But their room remains the same. Frozen. Like they could walk back through the door at any second. Cleo was found. Lily and Jack still can be. But only if someone speaks. So if you know anything, anything at all, even something that didn't seem important at the time, a sound, a sighting, a vehicle, A voice. It could be the missing piece. The moment everything shifts. The one clue that turns a cold case into a rescue. Leave a comment with your theory. Let your voice be part of this story. Share this video. Post it. Send it. Talk about it. Because somewhere, someone knows the truth. And silence helps no one. It's not too late. But it will be. If we let this case fade. Bring them home. Before another day slips by without them.